We're back and we got some top tier breaking news. One Piece is getting a remake. Yes, you heard me right. One Piece. The iconic One Piece is getting a remake. Now, we don't have too much information about this remake, but here's what we do know. It's being made by Wit Studio, and of course, it's being produced by Netflix. It seems like Netflix is trying to monopolize on the popularity of the live action, which we are going to talk about. But yes, this being made by Wit Studio. Now, if you don't know who Wit Studio is, well, they're the ones behind the original Attack on Titan anime, like the first 2 or 3 seasons, and that, of course, was top tier. They're behind Spy Family, which, you know, it has good animation as well. They're behind Ranking of Kings, which I know a lot of people didn't like the art style, but again, the animation was top tier, and the storytelling, everything really about Ranking of Kings is top tier. And you know, they made Vinland Saga as well, and they even made VV Fluoride, which is an anime that maybe not a lot of people talk about, but it has one of the best fights in anime history. So Wit Studio is definitely very important when it comes to like the anime industry, right? They have done some top tier works, some of the works that are really some of people's favorite anime of all time. So they definitely are a good studio to do this remake. But now we do have to talk about, what does this mean for One Piece, right? Now, they are partnering with, Shueisha, Toei Animation. So it seems that we're going to be getting, the One Piece that's currently airing right now, weekly, just following the manga. They're really close to the manga. And then we're going to get this remake. And we don't have a release date yet, right? But are we going to be getting like 2 One Piece anime back to back? You know what I mean? And also, since it is being made by Netflix, being produced by Netflix, doesn't mean we're going to get the whole season drop. Literally on day 1, right? Like, we're not gonna do weekly. Who knows, right? There's still a lot of unknowns, but there's stuff that we definitely have to talk about. For example, we have to talk about the production, right? How is that gonna look like? Because I did the mathematics, and even if they do like 24 episodes every year, it's still going to take like 80 years to adapt the whole thing. And that's, of course, assuming that they adapt 10 chapters per episode. So, that's already kind of like crazy, adapting 10 chapters per episode. That to me is a little too fast paced. But I do think that they can definitely do something with the fights in One Piece, right? I do think, when you think about the One Piece fights, they go on for a lot of chapters, right? I mean, just imagine Luffy versus Crocodile. How long did that fight go on for? Like 15, 20 chapters, something like that. Think about Wano arc, right? Luffy versus Kaido. How long was that fight, right? It's a very long chapter with a lot of fighting going on. And I think that as long as we get like a really compact fight and just, top tier animation, I don't think people are really going to complain that the fight wasn't as long as it was in the manga, right? As long as they don't change the key points, right? Like, as long as they don't change like how the outcome of a fight completely, or how Luffy got to that win completely, I think not a lot of people are really going to complain. And maybe that allows for, some episodes to adapt more than 10 chapters, right? But just think about it. Imagine getting a seasonal One Piece anime where the animation is top tier and they're adapting 10 plus chapters. That's 8 years. I don't know if they'll be able to do that, right? That seems like a very long time, especially since One Piece is probably going to be ending here in maybe in the next 5 years, give or take. I know Oda has said that, One Piece is coming to its conclusion because it's going to end in 5 years, 10 years, but then the date keeps moving back. Hey, I'm not complaining. I love me some One Piece, but at a certain point, it has to end. And I don't know if this remake, I don't know how successful it's going to be, how long it's going to go on for, but it's definitely something that's very, very needed, right? One Piece is one of those things where, you tell somebody to go watch One Piece, it has 1,000 episodes, and they're like, oh, I ain't watching no 1,000 episode. But now imagine if they're able to condense that into like 250 episodes, 300 episodes. That would just be absolutely phenomenal if they're able to do that. And of course, I'm going to be there watching, whether it's weekly, whether they drop it in one day. I don't care. I'm going to be there for One Piece Day, okay? Every single time. Because One Piece is greatness. And honestly, that's the only reason why I'm not rewatching One Piece as well, right? Because it's a drag, right? We all know the pacing of One Piece is not the best. So that's the only thing stopping me from rewatching One Piece, because there are some great moments. Some of my favorite anime moments in history are in One Piece, and I love to experience those again, but I have to settle for just watching a clip of it or something like that, because ain't no way I'm gonna sit there from episode 1, especially since I really did hate the start of One Piece. I did not start falling in love with One Piece until Arlong Park, and that's where essentially, you know, I would say that the community, the One Piece fandom, they usually do tell people, hey, Arlong Park is where it's at. If you're gonna watch One Piece, just try to get through it until you get to Arlong Park, because that's when people would essentially fall in love with it, right? But yeah, here it is. I'm hoping that this One Piece remake, even though we don't got too much information, the fact that it's being made by Wit Studio, that's a 10 out of 10. Absolutely love it. I cannot wait. That's a great studio to have this project. Now we just gotta get, more information regarding the release schedule. When is this going to happen? Because maybe it's going to release when season 2 of the live action is done, right? I mean, One Piece, the live action, probably the most successful live action adaptation ever. And Netflix definitely saw some good numbers with that. I mean, it was breaking records left and right. Imagine if this remake of the anime releases after like season 2 is done, right? Maybe like, a couple of weeks after, maybe a month or two after, because the live action season 2 is probably going to release in 2025, maybe, maybe I don't think it's going to be 2024. So, if we get this One Piece remake around that time, Netflix is just going to be stacking that, because every single One Piece fandom is going to go in here and just rewatch One Piece from start to finish. Again, I guarantee you that. Anyways, there's some great tip news. Let me know what you think. And like always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace out. Whoa.